Hello and welcome to the 2021 Lake County Film Festival. My name is Nat Dykman. I'm the executive director, and we have with us two short filmmakers from the short film program. I'm sorry, it's not a short film program. It's the Shorts Before A Sexplanation, the feature documentary. So with us we have Zach Cron from Matched. How's it going? And Chris McNeely from 8 Months Later. How's it going?
Good.
So once upon a time, you guys were included in a short film program I was going to do that was in some way sex positive or about sexy times, whatever you want to say. And then I wound up with this feature film, A Sexplanation, which was only an hour and 10 minutes. So I stuck instead of having a shorts program, I stuck you in front of the feature. So you guys are both narratives in front of a doc with some other, I think they're all narratives pretty much in front of the doc, which is something I like to do, change it up, mix docs and narratives, animation, whatever. So maybe both of you can tell me, Zach, where you got the idea for Matched, and after him, Chris.
All right. Yeah, no, thanks for having me, first off. Matched just came about. I was sitting in front of my parents' fireplace, just trying to write something. I hadn't written anything in a while, and I was like, all right, I want to do something with fire. And I had other ideas that I've been kicking around. And then this one it kind of all just snowballed into my head. I don't know exactly where it came from, but it all, centered around the idea of lighting a film just with the fire. And that became lighting the film as with Match, just with the match. And maybe I've been watching a horror movie something recently, and so all the horror tropes came into my mind. And, having a young woman running around an apartment in a state of undress, looking for something important with just a box of matches. So wrote out the scenes that were all going to pretty much be one-shot scenes, and finally got everybody together to get it done. We shot it in one night, didn't burn anyone's house down, and here we are.
Was it it seems like there's some moonlight coming in from outside, is that right?
Yeah, that was the only light that we had that wasn't a match, but it was outside.
Or if it's light pollution or whatever. Did you have to schedule it around a full moon or anything? Or
no, I knew that whatever light I was going to get coming in from that window was going to be more than enough to try to not overblow the exposure, because everything inside is just a match. So outside it's going to be a little bit brighter. For that shot, it was a little tricky to try to frame out any of the neighbors' windows, because we didn't actually film it during a blackout. And if somebody had their lights on, that would have ruined the illusion. So I was pretty careful in trying to frame that out, and worked out pretty well. So I didn't have to do too much movie magic to fix anything, which was nice.
Cool. Chris, what led you to make 8 Months Later?
So yeah, actually, first off, I just want to mention that I saw Matched. I really enjoyed it, and I thought the lighting was great in it. So it's great to know that you really were just using the match and a little bit of moonlight. Yeah. So 8 months later, I took care of my mom. She had glioblastoma, which is an inoperable, or not inoperable, but it's a terminal brain tumor. And I lived in Massachusetts for a year. And about 2 weeks after she passed, I went to go visit some friends. And right at the same time, I heard about a short film contest where you had to create an LGBT themed short with a positive ending. So I was going to visit one of the people I was seeing was my friend Peter near the Vail, Colorado area. And I said, so Peter, would you be interested in making a short film with me? And he's not an actor. And he said, well, what do you have in mind? I said, well, I'm thinking maybe some sort of storyline where, it's my mom, your wife has passed, and maybe you're now dating somebody new, and I'm not quite ready for that. And he said, yeah, what if it's a younger guy? And I thought, oh, all right, there's a story there. So I wrote it on a plane ride, showed up at his place in Colorado and said, okay, here it is. And we shot it in a day, and made little changes and everything. And, it was great. He was game, and we just kind of did it real quick, had to edit it and everything in a week. And that was that.
I know I've only seen 2 of your films, but we're on Facebook and I see your posts. I I see who you are at least. Can you tell me about the role that positivity plays, in your art and what you create?
Yeah, so I was thrilled when I heard about this contest because it was the whole idea was COVID has been a rough year for everyone in different ways, and so create an LGBT themed short that's got a positive ending. And that's a big thing for me, is to have a positive ending that still feels earned and isn't just saccharine or kind of corny. Because a lot of, I think, LGBT films are about working through trauma, and how many LGBT films do we see where the protagonist dies or it's a very unhappy story, right? And so I just wanted to, I guess I feel strongly about trying to make stories that are just positive and show another side of life. And I'm sure you've seen it, Nat. I mean, my characters, I like writing about bi characters. You don't see it quite as much in LGBT stories, so it's not only the LGBT story, but also a bi story that's positive, that doesn't end in a breakup or doesn't end in someone passing away, or just to show something that's a little bit happier.
Yeah, it's like A Sexplanation is a very sex positive film, but you're sex positive in a different way. It's not that sex isn't dirty and that we can all talk about it, but that you have positive stories about sex. I mean, especially the last one as well. But even this son that's understanding and open and able to joke around. You have so many funny lines, and that's not something you can do when you're experiencing shame or being upset about who people are or anything like that, judging other people.
Yeah. And, I think too, I was inspired by my mom, because my mom, knew she had this terminal brain cancer and, knew it was not a good prognosis. They couldn't operate on the tumor, which makes your time even shorter. The average time for someone with glioblastoma is about 15 to 18 months. And her age works against her. The fact they couldn't operate on it works against her. But, she just had the most positive attitude. She just wanted to kind of get everything she could out of whatever time she had left. So I think that's something I'll take with me, right? Of how to just face life, right? Every day. You just don't know what can happen and what might be taken away from you. And, sure, she had things that she could no longer do. She couldn't walk on her own. We were always doing physical therapy, and we were always trying to keep it fun. Okay, we're reading this book now, we're going to watch this movie, and we're this home health aide is coming over and they're funny. And, we really did make it like almost like a party. So I think that's probably going to, work its way into my stuff even more so.
Zach, have you ended up you do kind of seem like a horror film that then has a twist that makes it funny. Where have you played besides us?
A whole lot of places. I mean, we're pushing 60 festivals at this point, which is
Nice.
which is amazing. Both horror festivals and just your normal run of the mill festival. We won. It's funny because I think of the film as a horror a lot of times, and then Block Island Film Festival, we won best comedy. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's a comedy. It's just shot like a horror. So my way of looking at the film and describing it to people has changed and evolved. But yeah, we're here. We did Soho, we did Bowery, we did Woods Hole, we did Film Quest, Shane NYC, whole bunch of places. It's a huge list, like I said, of almost 60 at this point in time, which is more success than I ever could have imagined for this little
Nice.
3-minute film. My first film I had done, I got the rights to a Tennessee Williams play. I got a lead actor from Mad Men in it. I'm like, oh, this is going to screen everywhere. And it's like 17. And here I am, 58 or something. So.
Yeah, no, that's having something be funny and really short makes it something really easy to program.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of festivals don't program like I do. Short is going to play at a bunch of places. I'm looking more for kind of what the content is and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any? And I don't mean to be somebody who maybe overlooks into stuff, but A Sexplanation, you didn't get a chance to see your program, right?
No, not yet, unfortunately.
Well, so I mean, A Sexplanation is all about taking kind of what society is looking at and looking at how wrong it is. And I feel like, and I think it's possible that you just thought it'd be great to have a cute girl in her underwear walking around looking for stuff. But I feel like the fact that she's looking for the condoms and not him actually even says kind of something similar, right?
Yeah, it was funny because when my initial draft of the script, it was the guy roaming around trying to find it. And then it just kind of occurred to me that, because I hadn't quite figured out the whole horror twist yet. And I was like, well, if I'm going to make this like a horror film, it's got to be a girl. And then I had actually met our lead actress before at another festival. And she does a lot of horror. And like, no, this is the perfect role for Heather. I don't know if she'll do it, but it's perfect for her. So let me see. And so I changed the script right away to be a young woman. And I've done that in a couple other scripts where I'll write it and I'll write it for a guy because I'm a guy and I can write okay for guys. I'm not a good writer for females, as some of my female friends will tell me. But I'll be like, hey, well, does this have to be a guy? No, it could be a girl. And then just, took it from there. And then for Match especially, it made so much more sense. And then, I did get to play with all the horror tropes. And then, yeah, it is the woman looking for the condom. And, it doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. So what's next for you, the film? More festivals lined up?
Going on? More festivals lined up. I'm unfortunately going to miss a screening this week because I'm in lockdown with COVID. But then in another 2 weeks, we have one more screening in New York City, and that should be our last one for 2021. But we've got some more coming up for 2022. And then, hopefully I'll start having some time to work on whatever's next. But I have not figured out what's next yet as far as another film, whether it's, more of a just straight up comedy, whether I try out a drama, or whether I do another horror, because I hadn't really done a horror before this one. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, horror comedy is a very popular field, but you're almost different. You're almost like, it's because the horror is not the comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh look, it's funny, someone's head got chopped off. This was pretty different than most horror comedy. So hopefully it goes a long way and goes online and people watch a ton of it. So Chris,
nice.
Oh, sorry, I got a little lag going on, I think.
Good.
Both technologically and mentally. Chris, where's the film been? You actually didn't mention what else you did mention the contest, which was then canceled, right?
Yeah, they didn't get enough submissions. So, now I've got this 4.5 minute short that I've submitted to some festivals. I haven't done a lot of it because I really did this on a zero budget, or as we joked about, $50, because I paid a friend $50 to help with the sound and the color correction. But it was just, shot on my phone, conversation between the two of us. So yeah, it's got another festival coming up actually in person here in LA, which will be great. So I can, go there and invite people to come see it. Waiting to hear, I think, on maybe another festival or two, and then I'll put it online and kind of see what happens. But it's interesting. I have been thinking about maybe developing it as a feature script. I think there's something a little bit more going on there. And even when I watch it, I think, wow, there's just a lot there that maybe could be developed of what led to this point and what came before and what comes after. And yeah, so I'm going to kind of see how the in-person screening goes and, see what happens.
Yeah, I think you have a concept that is ripe for a lot of drama, but you filled it with some laughs, some great lines and laughs. And if you can carry that through a whole feature, I think that would be something really different and special.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So we'll see.
All right, great. Well, sorry for anyone who tuned in, hoping to see the director of A Sexplanation. I'm not sure where he is, but maybe we will fill that in a little bit later and talk to him another day. So thanks both of you for coming. Thanks both of you for being involved. And I hope everyone enjoyed your films, and I will see everyone else tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Nat.
Thank you.
My pleasure.